If you're looking to sleep a lot of people, I'm talking like 8+, then folks, this one right here is excellent. We have 4 bunks in the back, super slide with a sofa and dinette, plus excellent privacy up front and a very functional kitchen. Folks, this right here is the 2021 Keystone Springdale 298BH. So let's talk a little bit about that functional kitchen. Right over here is what we're looking at, folks. I think they did a good job. What you'll see is they've upgraded the countertops, right? Instead of having a T-mold, you have like your thermoformed countertops. And the big advantage of that is, well, one, it eliminates T-mold, less chance for any leaks, and it allows you to undermount the sink. Now, this is something new for Springdale, something that they've recently put in, and I'm going to be honest with you folks, this is one of those that I bet a lot of manufacturers are going to follow suit on. It is a composite sink, but it's a black composite, and with so many manufacturers going to brighter colors and trying to kind of offset with some of those darker accents, I think this right here is going to be a very popular sink. You're going to start seeing it, again, in a lot more travel trailers. Just one, for color reasons, and two, because it's not going to get stained nearly as easily as the white ones. It'll stay looking nicer longer. You also see this beautiful high-rise faucet they have. It's not only functional, but it kind of has like that industrial look to it, which I really enjoy, and has the two-tone colors there as well. Another big trend that we're seeing lately in the RV industry is this right here, which is the long window in the kitchen, right? Normally, manufacturers have a window like right about here, and then a backsplash behind the cooktop, and so many manufacturers are going away from that and instead just having one big window there. Something newer, though, that I haven't seen very often, the Springdale's putting in, is this right here. So you have magnetic strips for your knives, and then a spot to hang some of your other utensils. This is something that a lot of us, have in our homes, but something, again, that's kind of newer, right, for the RV industry, so I do like to see that. It's something I've seen a lot of people, like on Pinterest and Instagram, something they add in personally, but I like that it's coming straight from the manufacturer. Right up top here, you have some good additional storage space. Next to that, of course, our microwave and a hood directly underneath that. When we drop down back into the countertop, you'll see that recessed 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover. The knobs here do light up if you're into that look. And then you can also see underneath is your oven. Not a massive oven by any stretch, but it'll definitely work in a pinch. Underneath the sink, you have space for a smaller trash can right there. Not too terrible, right? Decent space, as well as your spice rack right there. Plus, over around to the side, you have a full extension ball bearing drawer. Now, normally I like more than one, but because you do have this guy right up here, I think that helps a little bit, just because it does give you another space to put some of your utensils. However, if you have other items, hot pads, towels, things like that, they got you covered, because right there you will see another nice large drawer, and over to this side is probably where I would put my trash can, because there is a much larger space than what we have underneath the sink. I mean, both of them will work, just depends on how big of a trash can you want. Coming in a little bit further and rounding out the kitchen is the 10 cubic foot Ever-Chill fridge freezer combo. Now this one is 12 volt and it's compressor driven. The great thing about this is that it cools down a lot quicker than your RV refrigerator. And again, being 12 volt means it's going to run off your batteries. So what I tell people with these ones, with the 12 volt fridges, is a lot of times if you have solar, which this one does have solar prep, we'll see when we go out there, and then a couple batteries, you can run this bad boy almost indefinitely, which is pretty darn great. Making our way back a little bit further, let's take a look at the bathroom. So, nothing too crazy here, right? Nothing to write home about, I guess, but it does the trick. As far as space, here I am. It's, not bad. Like with the door closed, it's a little bit tight on my shoulders, a little bit of a tight squeeze. The main reason for that being because they didn't cut this out like a lot of manufacturers do. They went with more countertop space. So, to take it, I guess, let me know, right? Which would you prefer? I mean, you can see here, it's a little tight for me. That may not be the case for everyone. You can probably put your arm up here and make it work. It's actually kind of comfy, but let me know your thoughts. Would you rather have more countertop space in the bathroom like they've provided here, or would you rather have a cutout so it's just a little bit more comfortable when you sit down to use the bathroom? Say, drop it in the comments. And the reason I say that, folks, is I like to send a lot of this stuff to the manufacturers to help improve products. You'd be shocked at, just from our reviews and what you folks leave and the feedback I'm able to give, how many changes we're able to make happen in the RV industry. So definitely let me know so, again, we can pass those changes on. As far as head height here, You can see I'm 6 foot tall. With that skylight, folks, I have more than enough space. I can turn around. I mean, you know, I'm going to be kind of bumping elbows with the curtain if I spin sideways, but if I'm here, I can take that hand wand, do everything I need to do. Mirrored medicine cabinet there as well. Nothing, you know, again, nothing super fancy. It doesn't have like a surround. It's just a plastic cabinet, but it does give you the functionality of being able to put additional items in there. When we step in the very back, this is, again, the quad bunk. The thing I like about this, folks, and I talk about sleeping a lot of people, is it's not just for kids, right? Like if you have a big family and, you know, you have a bunch of little ones, great. Obviously, the bunks is a very obvious choice, but let's say, you know, you have it, some of the kids start to grow up, or maybe you just want to go camping with a lot of friends. You like to bring friends with you. All 4 of these bunks have a 300-pound weight capacity, and as an adult, take a look at that. I can cuddle up right here. I can fully extend at 6 foot tall and still be able to sleep in here. That's, you know, that's pretty impressive. So not only can you have the kiddos, but you can have 4 adults sleep back in the bunk room, which in my opinion is pretty darn great. Also right down here, just kind of show you this. Open that up. You have great storage in there. You can see the hanging rod going across the top, so you can hang clothes in there if you wish. The other thing I like about it is there's enough room. If you want to put like a small like laundry hamper or something in there, you can. So you have a place to put some of your dirty clothes. And then you have spot for a TV right up front. So assuming everyone's head is against this wall, everyone is able to watch TV at the same time. Making our way out, a door here too, by the way, privacy. Again, you know, if you have adults, you want adults to be able to sleep back there, you want to be able to sleep in, or maybe you want to stay up and sit at the table and play games, need to put the kids to bed. You know, it's definitely not soundproof, but having a door will help deaden the sound more than a curtain. So here is the dinette, plenty of space. You know, I'll take a seat in here. The table is movable, which is nice, but if I sit down, I mean, you can see I have plenty of room here between the table and my torso, and then good space between my legs too, right? It's not sitting right on top. It's not too high where I feel like I'm a child sitting at a bar top that's too high or anything like that. The other thing I like about it is the fact you can move this. So you can actually take this out and it swivels and drops down, right? And so you can actually drop this down and use it as a coffee table right in front of the sofa. So you do get more than just one use out of it. And of course, when it swings down and, you know, if you're wondering what the height is, it'll be right about here because that's what helps make up that bed. So if you need additional sleeping space, that is one of the places here in the main living room. The other one, of course, being the Jackknife Sofa. Now, the Jackknife isn't the most comfortable bed. The Dinette's not going to be the largest bed, but they will work in a pinch. The other thing about a Jackknife, though, that I really do enjoy is this, and that is all the storage you get underneath. For a lot of your larger items, whether it's bedding, a guitar, whatever else you need to put in there, that's a great spot for it. Big windows, too, to let in a lot of natural light, and you'll also see you have auxiliary lighting up top as well as your LED lights in this slide out itself. And then for entertainment, you can see you have a nice big wall here. The reason I do enjoy that is because it allows you to have a bigger TV, right? So if you want something a little bit bigger, you can mount it up there. You have a great view to it. This one also does come with a DVD player. Believe it or not, folks, a lot of manufacturers are going away from a built-in DVD player. A lot of them are going to just like a small unit with an HDMI input. Again, you know, this is one of those questions I like to ask. What are your thoughts? Do you like having a built-in DVD player, or are you someone who's like, you know, I won't really use this because my whole collection is Blu-rays and I'm going to put a Blu-ray player in regardless? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. You also see speakers on this side there and a fireplace right in the center to help heat things up. Because folks, that, you know, not only looks great, because, you know, having a fireplace going, right? But more importantly is the fact that it is a space heater and it uses electric rather than propane. So that way you're not burning through all your propane if, you know, it just starts to dip down into the 40s like it is today. If we take a look on that opposite wall, you will see a space to mount the TV here in the bedroom. Of course, the connections will be up top. Speaking of up top, you will see this right here, folks. This one is prepped for a second AC. It has one standard. If you want an additional one in the bedroom, that's where it would be installed at. So, of course, we'll have 50 amp service. You also see 2 shelves instead of 1, which I like because you get double the storage. And on both sides here, whoops, is a hanging wardrobe. So you have a spot to hang your clothes. Nice big nightstand with electrical outlets. And you will see the one side here has a clothes hamper in the master bedroom. Now let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2021 Keystone Springdale 298BH. Right up front, you'll see as a standard, this one comes with a power tongue jack, making it much easier to connect and disconnect from your tow vehicle. You'll also see your two 20-pound propane tanks with a cover, and behind that, rails for your battery. And there is enough space if you want to throw two batteries there, you have the capability to do it. You also see solar prep, and as we talked about with the fridge inside, it's a great thing to have on here. Simply buy portable panels, plug it in right there, and it will trickle charge your battery. Coming up the front is that diamond plating protecting the front end from the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle, and the smooth aluminum front, which not only looks nicer, but also is easier to clean. Coming around to the side, let's open her up. You can see the pass-through has a nice wide door, so for some of your larger items, you're able to sneak them in there. There also is an LED light, of course, in case you need to see in there at night. Right down below, power stabilizer jacks. That makes it much easier, of course, to set up and tear down camp, right? You have a power tongue jack, you have power stabilizer jacks, good to go. You'll also see this one has a power awning. Just touch a button to roll that out, same thing to go right back in, and two outside speakers directly underneath that. There is an LED light built into that awning, by the way, and your speakers do light up. Getting into the 298, super simple. You have the LCI solid steps, which as the name implies, folks, they are very solid. They also have aluminum treads, so the steps themselves there won't rust, and you'll have the larger grab handle. So even from that first step all the way in, you have great control. Underneath, you can't really see it from where we're looking, but this one does have a insulated and heated underbelly, so that will not only help keep out a lot of the road grime, but also help keep things a little bit warmer. When the temperatures start to drop down like today, when we're in the 40s, you'll be absolutely fine. You know, it starts getting into those low 30s, no issues whatsoever. Now, if you're out in 0 degrees, right, negative, that's a whole other story, but again, if you're early spring, late fall, you'll be just fine. You can see an electrical outlet there, and right above it is your cable outlet as well as the mount for a TV. The thing I like about this is because it already has the bracket, it's the same bracket that's inside. So what you can do is you can take the mount, right? Just take your TV right off, bring it right out here, drop it into place, and now you have an outside TV. You don't have to bring another one with you. Black tank flush is on this side. Not a huge deal, kind of an odd place. I prefer to have it back on the other side where all the rest of the hookups are, but it does make sense because obviously you have water hookup here thanks to the outside shower with both hot and cold water access. Now, I do like having the outside shower on the campsite just because it does make that much more accessible. Right next to that is the spray port. I think this one personally is kind of overkill because you do have the outside shower right there, but it is here. So if you need that extra hose or just need to clean some dishes or something while you're cooking, you have the capability to do that. Storage up top plus a couple USB ports, 2-burner cooktop right there as well as your fridge. Propane quick connect down underneath to connect to that 2-burner, but again, if you have a separate grill or something, you can obviously hook that up as well. Square tubular bumper with end caps, so you can store your sewer hose in there. Also gives you a place to mount your spare tire, and right up top back is backup camera prep. Coming around to the other side, something you often don't get, but because this is a quad bunk and you have bunks on this side, that means you have a big hollow space underneath that bunk. So they utilized that and gave you additional storage out here, which is kind of one of the big perks of having that quad bunk floor plan. You'll also see your 50 amp plug-in right over here, right? We talked about 50 amp because you have that second AC prep plus a fireplace. Your termination will be right down below there with your black and gray tank valves, and water hookups will be up by your pass-through storage. That will, of course, be both your city water fill as well as your fresh tank fill, your gravity fill. But all right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this right here is the 2021 Keystone Springdale 298BH. If you're interested in this quad bunk model and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.